Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild and also the Hunter Classic today because we are going to be doing a brand new series where we compare guns, species, and stuff like that between Classic and Call of the Wild and take a look at both of them, see which ones we like more, which ones are better looking, perform better, etc, etc. And I think this is going to be a really fun series to do, and the first thing that we're going to be looking at in this series is the 7mm break action. This is a very popular rifle, especially for people that don't want to purchase the DLC in Call of the Wild, but it actually is in Classic as well, and I believe it looks exactly the same as this one does right here. And it's a very good gun in both games, so I thought it would be fun to kind of compare them and see which one actually performs better. Now, we're going to be hunting a few different species that are in both games. Let's actually take out a mule deer real quickly. But we're going to be taking out mule deer, Rocky Mountain Elk, and even though it's not a gun that you can use on them in Classic, we will be taking out Bison as well, just to kind of compare the power on what are considered to be some of the bigger species in each game. And I think that since we have been doing the light goals for the underrated weapons series, and it's really helped me see that you guys enjoy that series, I think we'll do the same thing for this series right here. So if you want to see an episode 2 of Classic versus Call of the Wild, then let's get this video to 300 likes, and if it reaches 300, we'll do another video on a different gun or a species perhaps. Let me know if you guys want to see a species or a gun down in the comments as well, so that I'll know what to do for the next one. And if you guys have any guns or species that you'd like me to compare, put that in the comments as well. But that is our first kill of the day, and as you can see, Double Lung only ran 42 meters it looks like, although it might have even been less because I might have grabbed a different track, but as you can see, it died really fast and we got Double Lung on that shot. Very good penetration with the 7mm, and it took out that really nice mule deer buck pretty quickly. So in the Hunter Classic, there is actually two variations of the 7mm break action. The first one is the exact same as we have in Call of the Wild. This is the 7mm break action Stambeco, and I believe it has like slight differences in like color, but it's still pretty much the exact same as the one that we have in Call of the Wild. But they also have a premium variation in the Hunter Classic that is called, I believe, the Boquetin or the Boquetin or something like that, but this is the one that I prefer. It is a beautiful rifle, and I hope that one of these days we get something similar in the Hunter Call of the Wild. I think it'd be really cool to have engraved guns in that game, or ones that are a little more engraved than the current ones, because I know we have stuff like the Rayo and the what's it called, the 338 Championship and stuff like that, but we need some really fancy guns like this in Call of the Wild, along with some camo guns, and I think that would be pretty awesome. Well, it may only be a doe, but I think this is about the best opportunity we will get for a broadside shot on a mule deer, so let's see if we can get this. And in fact, she's not broadside anymore, so that's a little unfortunate, but let's try to get her down at least. And as expected, the 7mm just absolutely decimated her, and she didn't even move an inch. And I think even from just that alone, you guys can already tell that the 7mm in Classic is incredibly powerful, even more so than the one in Call of the Wild. That was a left lung, right lung hit from 84 meters, and it just absolutely destroyed her. There we have a pretty decent level 3 Rocky Mountain Elk, so let's go ahead and try to get this guy to go broadside and then take a shot on him. I want to make sure we get broadside shots on all of these to give them a fair comparison. So let's see what we can do here. It's going to be hard to get things to go broadside in Classic, unfortunately, because a lot of times when you call, they just go straight in. And that is how you hunt animals quite often in the Hunter Classic. But at least here in Call of the Wild, we can get ourselves some broadside shots like that. And I got a feeling we hit hard, and in that case, we're gonna want to take another, because I want a fair comparison of Double Lungs. So if we can get one of these to go sideways, that would be ideal, although I highly doubt they're actually going to cooperate the way we need them, so we'll just do that and hope that it got into a lung. Unfortunately, it looks like it didn't, so we will have to find another Rocky Elk, unfortunately. You know, of course, the one time I don't want to hit a heart shot, we end up hitting one, and yeah, actually, it wasn't even a heart shot, I guess. It was a spine and lung, so, Alright then, well, we still have to find another one, because I want to get perfect double lungs to kind of compare better, but At least we know lung and vertebrae and spinal cord can drop this thing. Well, this is a pretty good one to end up finding, and it's actually in a pretty good spot, so if we can just get its attention, this is going to be the perfect shot to take on a really big Rocky Mountain elk. And in fact, I'm trying to remember what diamond is for these guys. I think this might have a diamond potential estimate. I can't remember if diamond is like 481 or if it's like 474 or something like that. Let's try to get it to stop though. It's being very stubborn, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to shoot like that and then hopefully get a double lung shot on this guy. And they're now fleeing, apparently. I'm not even sure what just happened there. And that is a piebald female elk as well, but those aren't a rare here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, so we're not going to really worry about her. We're going to focus on this big guy right here and do our best to get him on the ground. Well, here he comes running right for us. This actually should be perfect right here. Provided he keeps coming this way, we should be able to get a good broadside shot on him. And yep, this right here is looking pretty good. That should be a pretty good test of how the double lung will do. At least that should be double lung. And there he is. That is a beautiful Rocky Mountain elk. Definitely a good one. The best thing that we've killed today. Let's go ahead and see if we got double lung. I'm pretty sure we did, and that is a 458.40. And it looks like diamond is 481, so this guy did not have a chance. But we did get double lung on him, and he died relatively quick. It definitely wasn't as fast as the mule deer, which is to be expected, but he still died very fast, and that's a really good looking bull too. Now we got ourselves a pretty decent Rocky Mountain elk out there. That guy's definitely going to be a decent scoring one. Nothing like huge, but definitely decent, so let's see if we can get lined up on him. If not, we might have to move a little bit closer, but I think we should be able to do this. Alright, so I had to move a little bit just because he started walking forward, but I think we should be okay to make the shot now. Let's try to get lined up on him, and might have been a little bit high and possibly a little bit far back. If that's the case, we'll have to shoot another. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to find that first elk that we took a shot at, which it really doesn't matter because we didn't get a good shot on it regardless, but we do have a cow elk coming in now, and so we will probably try to get a shot on her. And unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to get broadside, but it really doesn't matter too much in Classic. The 7mm is much better at frontal shots than it would be in Call of the Wild. And what I mean by that is it honestly should drop it on the spot here in Classic. In Call of the Wild, it would run quite a ways, but let's get a shot into her, and there she goes on the ground just like that. And in the Hunter Classic, the elk are really no match for the 7mm, and we didn't even hit hard on this. That was just a regular left lung, right lung. So this already just shows how much more powerful it is here in the Hunter Classic. And honestly, in Classic, this is one of my first choices when it comes to a rifle that's good at long range and also has a ton of knockdown power for stuff like deer and elk and bears and things like that. Unfortunately, it's not quite large enough to use on Bison, but we're going to use it on Bison anyway today, so let's jump straight to that. Now let's get on to our final species of the day, which is the Plains Bison. Now, in the Hunter Classic, this animal is actually not something you can take with the 7mm, but we'll still do it anyway just for science. Let's hopefully get this guy to come out of the brush, or at least give us a shot. There we go. That's about the best chance we're gonna get, I'd say. And that should be a pretty solid hit. I think that's about the best we're gonna get, at least, and I think it's aggressive. Yes, it is, so that is a good thing, and it definitely looks like we did get vitals. The question is, was it single or double lung? Not going to let this thing hit me, and hopefully won't have to put another shot into it, because I'd like to keep it one shot per animal, just to give them a fair comparison. And now he is finally down. It took quite a long time for it to die. I gotta say, it's definitely the longest kill time out of all of them. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. And that's because we only got single lung, which I guess is kind of to be expected. It is a much larger animal. And yeah, because of that, it lived for a lot longer and only got single lung. Let's actually take a look at the quick kill. So you got absolutely 0 quick kill bonus for this guy because he ran for like a good 15 to 20 seconds. So for the Bison, I actually want to kill one more of these just to kind of give a fair comparison in case that was a one-off situation where we only got single lung on that last one. So we are going to take down a second one. Let's see if we can get it to go alert, or at least get broadside on it so we can actually take a shot. And there we go. Now it's going to move a little bit. This should help with getting it broadside. But I just want to give the Bison the most fair chance it can get, and that right there is probably a good shot. Now, once again, it is going to run towards us. And it's looking like we only got single lung once again because it's dying incredibly slow. It should still die before it gets to us, but it's definitely dying very, very slow. And it's currently at 25 to 50% health. And just like that, it ended up dying just a couple seconds after we last looked at it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the damage. I'm going to assume that it's probably single lung once again. I couldn't see this being a double lung, and it indeed is just a single lung. So the 7mm does not have enough penetration to actually get a double lung on Plains Bison. So I'm kind of curious what it's going to be like for the Bison in Classic. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. So we came here for Bison, and I actually find a Piebald moose instead. That's pretty cool. I gotta say, I'm happy that we decided to go to White Rime to do the Bison, because now we get to take ourselves a Piebald moose as well, which is pretty cool because I've never killed one, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I've ever killed a Piebald moose here in the Hunter Classic. It's only a cow, but honestly, I don't even care. That's just cool. So let's get lined up with the 7mm and see if we can get a good shot into her. That should be a somewhat easy one. I do want to spot these real quickly, though, because that looks to be a bunch of Sitka deer. As far as I can tell, yeah, that's a bunch of Sitka black-tailed deer. Looks like it's all does, though, so there's not really anything special there. But let's try and get lined up on this moose and see if we can get her down. This is a very long shot, but I think we can do it. And it's a hit, at least. I don't know if that's gonna drop her or not. But that second shot should, so I think we will be fine. Let's go claim her. I'm really excited. Well, there it is. Unfortunately, our first two shots did not kill her, but this one right here should. So let's go down as much as we can, and then one more shot. Unfortunately, that was the best shot we were going to be able to get. Not an ideal angle, but, you know, 3 shots should take her down, so it's all good in the end. Well, there she is, one of the coolest moose trophies I've killed as of recent. It's not too often that I see a Piebald moose, so this is really cool to see. In fact, like I was saying, I don't think I've ever killed one of them. So this should be my first ever Piebald moose. And honestly, I think that is going to be a pretty good trophy shot right there. It is just a cow, so I'm not really too worried about getting this perfect. I think that right there is going to be good enough. So we'll just go with that. I'm not going to tax her, as it is just a female. But a pretty cool trophy to come across while we're searching for some bison. Oh my gosh, there we go. We finally found ourselves a bison. I've been looking for much longer than I did on any of the other species that we've hunted during this video, but we finally found a bison, and it actually looks like a pretty big one. So yeah, I'm a little sad that we got to shoot it with a 7mm, but it'll be worth it. I hope this isn't like a giant, because I don't think the 7mm is actually a gun that you can get full what's the word, integrity on. I don't think it'll actually give me a score if I shoot it with the 7mm. But I'm gonna do it for you guys, even if this is a giant. Because I can always find another big bison here in Classic, but I guess we'll see. We'll try to take this thing out. If I see another one, we'll definitely shoot that instead, but I think this is the only one here, so it's gonna get the 7mm treatment, even though it's probably a decent one. So let's see if we can get a shot into this guy. It's looking like right there is going to be good, and let's see how long it takes it to go down. You know, maybe the 7M is allowed on them. I'm not getting a notification from Doc in the top left, so maybe we're okay. Maybe we'll be okay. You know, I could have swore the 7mm was a gun you could not use on them, but maybe I was wrong. However, it is running a long ways. So, would I recommend using it on them? Maybe not, although it did just lay down, so it will die shortly. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this bison. I'm kind of happy that the 7mm is usable on them, or at least it seems like it is, but we once again only got a single lung, and that is a 110 bison. Not a giant, but still pretty decent. Definitely not too shabby. I unfortunately don't have the poses for bison, so this is going to be kind of a rough trophy shot, but I guess we'll make the best out of what we can get. You know, I can already tell that there's going to be at least one person in the comments who hasn't finished watching the video that's going to be like, "You're wrong, Scarecrow, you're wrong. 7mm can take bison. Wrong." There's always that one person that's going to be very quick to call me out on the fact that I was wrong. But I get it. We figured it out. We know that you can use the 7mm on the bison now. And we actually took out a pretty good one with it, so let's go ahead and get a trophy shot. Yikes, that's just... Close that. Oh, that's even worse. How did I make that worse? It was... Okay, that's better. We'll go with that. Oh, that was something else. Alright, well guys, I think now that we have gone through all three of these species on two different games, The Hunter Classic and Call of the Wild, and kind of compared how the 7mm does on each of them, I definitely do think that the 7mm in Classic is a little bit better than the one in Call of the Wild. Now, it does take longer to kill something like a bison, but when it comes to stuff like the mule deer or the Rocky Mountain Elk, it drops them on the spot with just a double lung, something that it really can't do in the Hunter Call of the Wild, or at least with the elk. And I think the biggest reason why it had issues on the bison is just because they're much tougher in the Hunter Classic compared to they are in Call of the Wild, so therefore they take a little bit longer to kill with pretty much every gun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, if we get it to 300 likes, we will do another one of these. I really enjoyed doing this. It was a lot of fun to kind of see the differences between the guns in different games, and getting that piebald moose along the way was awesome as well. So 300 likes, we'll do another one of these. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. And if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, click the like button, and ring that notification bell so you guys will never miss a video. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below if you guys are enjoying this series, and I will try to respond to as many of them as I can. But with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!